In this video, we're going to discuss some basics of proportions. We're going to talk about how to identify whether two quantities form a proportional relationship, and we're going to talk about how to solve proportions not given in word problems, which is very basic proportions. Still part of Unit 6, so we're coloring red. To identify and solve proportions, we can use cross multiplication because in a proportion, the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. So if you look at this proportion here, the means are A and D, and that's equal to the product of the extremes, so B and C. So we can think about A times D is equal to B times C, which is exactly what this definition said. It's a little bit clearer to see when you just have symbols. Okay, so we're going to state if each pair of ratios forms a proportion. So we have to check 45 times 4 and 12 times 9. So 45 times 4 gives me 180. 12 times 9 gives me 108. Those two quantities are not equal. So my answer is no, they do not form a proportion. This example here, I would check 40 times 5 and 30 times 8. 40 times 5 gives me 200. 30 times 8 gives me 240. Those two things are not proportional, so the answer here is no. Okay. In this last example, we have 9 times 24 and 4 times 36. 9 times 24 gives me 216, and 4 times 36 gives me 144. So again, that is not a proportion either. None of these numbers matched, so all three of those non-examples. Okay. Examples 4, 5, and 6. This time we actually have to solve for a variable, so we're going to use cross multiplication. 4 times 3 is equal to x times 17, so we write that as 17x. 4 times 3 is 12, so I have 12 is equal to 17x. Divide both sides by 17 in order to solve for x. 12 divided by 17 gives me 0.706 for x. Okay. Next example, 3 times 2 is equal to 16 times n. 3 times 2 is 6, so 6 is equal to 16n. To solve for n, I divide both sides by 16. 6 divided by 16 is 0.375. Last example, 19 times v is equal to 15 times 15. And it doesn't matter which order you do them in. You could do the 15 times 15 first and then the 19 times v. Either way, get the same answer. 19v is equal to 15 times 15, or 15 squared, is 225. Divide both sides by 19. And I end up with v is equal to 11.842.